Happy Monday and good morning to my friends and family at Life Point Church and beyond. I pray that you are blessed this morning, that you feel His presence surrounding you. We're going to jump right into today's devotional. Last week we started a new series called Living Sacrifice, and this week our lesson is called No Greater Love. You cannot have a lesson on sacrifice without talking about the great sacrifice of the cross. I almost feel like it's Easter week or something. As I was studying for this lesson and getting ready to present this to you, I just felt the peace of God so strong in the room as I was preparing, and I pray that that is transmitted to you as we go through this lesson this week. It is a beautiful thing to talk about the cross of Christ and the sacrifice that He made for you and I. When we think about the cross, we often think about the anguish of it and the pain of it. But what we should think about as well is that it was a paradox story. We had the hate so strong in the Sanhedrin and in the Pharisees and in the Sadducees and in the Israeli people at the time and in the Romans and the people that caused Jesus to be put on that cross, that they hated a person so much to kill him in such a horrendous way. That vein of hate is just so strong when you read that story. The way they treated him, the way they beat him, the way that they marred his flesh, the way they pressed that crown of thorns into his head, the blood that poured from his body, that they were happy to see him in so much pain. That level of hate is there. But in the same way, you have a vein of love. You have love pouring out of the mind and the soul and the body of Jesus Christ. Not just love that He paid for my sins, but His words of, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Just as they were pounding those nails into His hands, He was already forgiving those people that were doing this thing to Him. It was love that had His mother on His mind in the midst of incredible pain. His mother was on His mind and His love for her, and He asked John to take care of her for the rest of her life. That love is so strong. They had beat Him, they had slapped Him, and they had spit in His face. They had blasphemed Him and mocked Him. One of the two thieves sharing His fate had heaped abuse on Him, but He did not return hate for hate. Instead, He loved. Throughout His great trial of suffering, love guided all of His actions. Even in His own agony, He loved until the last breath of His body left. He loved until His body lay still. He loved. There is no greater love than the man who lays down his life for his friends. And Jesus counted you and I as His friends so dearly that He was willing to lay down His life and make that great sacrifice. Nothing had forced Him to go die on a cross. He went willingly because of love. In John 10:18, he told the disciples that He was going to go die when He said, "No one takes my life from me. I lay it down on my own accord." And in John 15:13, greater love has no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. The entire drama of the cross can be summed up in one verse. God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish, but have eternal life. What prompted Jesus to die on the cross that day? It was love. And there is no greater love than that of Jesus Christ and Him crucified, who laid down His life to save you and I. God bless you. I pray that this stays in your spirit today, and that you remember as you go through this day that God's love for you is so great and so mighty and so powerful, and may you feel that love surrounding you every moment of today. God bless you.